Match reaction, Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Your reaction to that game?
I'm actually stunned with that performance. I was expecting her to rise up the table. Couple of games, could be top four. That's all my thoughts. That's what everyone was. But I'll tell you something now. That was like a slap in the face. Their player got sent off after 13 minutes for slapping Michael Keane, their centre-half, in the face. Well, that performance, I'm telling you, every United fan must have looked at that and gone, where's the crosses? Where's the passing? Where's the speed? Where's the energy? I didn't see it. I think it was one of the worst, especially that first half, performances I've seen this season.
I mean, the anticipation amongst fans, especially when they had that sending off Everton, was, surely or not, soon after, we'd get on the score sheet, but it just never come.
No, it never come. It never looked like coming until the last 10 minutes of the second half, to be honest with you. It was poor passing. I mean, how slow do you want to play football? How slow do you want to play football? Everton were always going to be tough to get behind. And we've said it, lots of people out there have said it, you've got to get behind, you've got to work hard, you've got to pass the ball fast. That's as slow as I've ever seen. That's as slow as I've ever seen United for a long, long time play football. There was no energy. It was. I use these words, it was clueless. I mean, we've got wing-backs there, which are pivotal for us going forward. For them to go off after 6 minutes tells you they weren't performing. They were rubbish, to be honest with you.
Yeah, both went off. Even the last 60 minutes, Mazraoui and Dorgu, and then in the second half, it wasn't much better, let's be honest.
No, I never seen the second half improved a bit, but that's because they were sitting back more. But I look at it, they were never in the box in the first half, United. Xerxes, there was his chance. And in that first half, and for 30 minutes in the second half, wasn't in the box. But there was no energy getting the ball in the box. Every time I've seen a ball come in the box, by the way, right, it wasn't like, oh, this is going to him. It was just hit and hope. It was clueless, and I mean clueless. And that manager there today, I don't know what he was. How did he send them out? Get out there, attack, get the energy. It's nothing. He just kept the players at the back. At times there, tell me if I'm wrong, I was watching Man United play Everton with 10 men, and we had 7 men defending, and they had the space in the middle. They had it comfortable. They must be laughing their heads off.
So what you're saying, he should have earned his coin today, the manager, and made some tactical changes, maybe putting one of the centre-halves into midfield or at least further up the pitch so we didn't have 3 at the back.
He made plenty of tactical changes. He made plenty of changes with the players and that. But whatever he did never worked. The players never seemed up for it. You've got to take your chance. Mainu had the chance to come on there tonight and grab it. Mason Mount come on. I thought he did all right. But Mainu, no, I can't rate Mainu. But I don't rate any of them tonight. I thought Shaw was absolutely poor. I thought he'd got over them poor games against City and that, and I thought he'd improved, but he just didn't know what to do, especially with Dorgu. I mean, I don't know what Dorgu's doing. I've turned around and criticised Dorgu. I don't think he's got it as a left wing back. And tonight, I thought it was rubbish. But where's the partnership? There's no partnership. And it was just poor. I mean, you look at that AFCON and Mbumo's there. Wait till he goes. Wait till he goes. And Ahmad. Wait till he goes. What are they going to do? Where's the partnerships?
We had to wait 16 days as well for that from the actual last game against Tottenham. And you was expecting a lot of fans who come here tonight, from that minute one, you was going to see some urgency there. And I just don't understand why we never really seen any of that until, let's say, the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Well, I look at it and you got to say to yourself, right, they were sitting back, but I thought they were playing well. Everton. I didn't think United could get out of their own half for the first 30 minutes till their player got sent off. And then you just look at Dorgu and Mazraoui and you're thinking in that first half, well, where's the crosses? They kept coming inside with the ball and that. Just passing it sideways. That's all I was seeing. Passing it back. Slow. I really, really was getting annoyed. I was really getting annoyed. I'm thinking to myself, wake up, wake up. You've got a chance here. Get 3 points. You're up the table. But they didn't look as though they wanted it.
It was slow in the middle of the pitch, though, let's be honest, with Bruno and Casemiro. I mean, there was a lot of times in that whole 90 minutes, you've seen the wing-backs further up than Bruno Fernandes, who's probably our most creative player there. It was like he was in some sort of quarterback role for the majority of the game at times.
Well, I looked at that, and for the majority of the game, while Casemiro was on the pitch with Bruno Fernandes, I thought, what are you doing sitting back? Why one of you just bobbing forward? We was playing 10 men. So why was Casemiro and Bruno sitting back, passing to each other, passing it square? Why wasn't one of them on the edge of the box going forward? And then you seen it. You seen Yoro. Yoro had no one to mark, and he was just wandering around, just passing it to the left, passing it to the right, doing nothing. There should have been a better tactical change. But the thing is, I'm not sure if he made any other changes or tactical. These players were up for it tonight. I didn't see them up for it. Where was the fight?
Yeah, considering what the 3 points would have done for us in getting up that table, we would have been level on points in 4th place as well if we'd have won that game.
Yeah, if we'd have won it, but no one can say we was anywhere near.
But the urgency should have been there to get that, though, then.
There wasn't enough movement. There wasn't enough speed. I mean, how many times you pass a ball sideways? Everton were comfortable. You know, they had the time. How can 10 men have time on the ball? Man United players were walking about. They had nothing about them. But I've seen it before. You go back to last year. How many times was you seen performances like that when United were behind? It doesn't matter whether it was 10 men, right? When United are getting beaten that, and it's like, oh, let's just hoof it. What do we do? What do we do? I am shocked tonight, and I'm not really sure what to watch tonight, and I can't make head the tail of it because it took me by surprise. I thought United had learnt the lesson. I thought the team had learnt the lesson. And it was like they were out there as individuals. And I thought there was some really shocking, and I mean shocking performances there. But what you've seen tonight is players what aren't good enough going forward. I've turned round and I've said, well, I've ups and downs this year. This is a downer, especially after the 5 performances, 3 wins, 2 draws. But this, where we're going with this, I tell you where we're going. We're going mid-table. And I've told you mid-table because I don't expect United to get up there. I don't think they're good enough. It's a good enough squad, but it has its moments like tonight. Well, there's going to be quite a few more of them. That's as poor as I've seen all year. I thought Brentford away was bad. No, I thought Brentford was, yeah, but Grimsby, like, we can sort of pass that as an anomaly, right? But Brentford away, I was fuming. But that was signs of Brentford away. It was clearly signs of Brentford away where the team didn't communicate. I'm not sure whether Bruno Fernandes tonight really communicated with that team, pushed his team on. He seemed to be wanting to sit back too much. He should be pushing forward against 10 men.
I mean, a lot of us this season, especially on our channel, have talked about United controlling games. We go and control a game tonight, clearly for near enough 90 minutes, if not the full 90, and we couldn't even get on the score sheet.
I think when you say control a game, I think that's wrong. I think what it is, we had the possession, we had the shots, right? But really, I think a great header by Xerxes, by the way, right? That was a great save, right? And there was 1 or 2 half chances. We had the ball, we had the possession, we didn't control it. I seen times in that second half, and especially that first half, they were comfortable, Everton, right, with 10 men. They were comfortable through that middle. And if you look at the second half, Grealish, he was just taking the mick out of us.
I'd say Everton were comfortable in terms of defending from the edge of their box or inside of their box. But I thought, like you say, United have lots of possession. God knows what the stats are tonight for United with possession and shots on goal. But like I say, they controlled it on that halfway line going into their box. It was just that the players weren't moving about quick enough, and it was too many sideways or backwards passing. And when the ball did go in, where was it to?
No one. Absolutely no one. No. You can have the ball, but if you don't do anything with it, Everton sat there and they were laughing. I'm telling you, they were laughing, Kieran, right? United had the ball and Everton sat there. Before the game, we're saying, right, they're going to defend, they're going to be tough to beat, get behind and all that. They've got to get down the wings, they've got to be sharp, they've got to be fast and everything. They did everything opposite to what I thought they were going to do. And Everton did exactly what I thought they would do. Sit in there, and when they've got a 1-0 win, 1-0 lead, they will fight and fight and fight. To be honest with you, I don't even think Everton had to fight. I think they were laughing at United in the last 10 minutes at least. And then at periods in the game, they had the ball with no one challenging them. I've got to say it again. I am clueless to what I watched tonight. I can't make head and a tail of it. I might do tomorrow. But looking at that, I am in shock. And I think a lot of United fans, right, and a lot of United fans booed out there tonight, right? But at the same time, a lot of United fans in the second half were trying to get behind the team. But it was to no avail. They were like, they're all walking around like with lead boots on. And proper professionals, that's a good side, United, a good squad. And they were clueless. And it's so disappointing, right? Because the opportunity was there to move up the table. And then the next game, then the next game. But now I fear the next game. We've done well at home. And then they put in that performance. How can you put in that performance, right, when you've seen United score goals and everything and attack and attack and attack and play fast, free-flowing football here at Old Trafford, and then they put in that? It's like as though they didn't care. Where's that attitude come from? But tonight, I think I'm more baffled by that performance than I've seen since Ruben Amorim's got here. I didn't expect these players to play some of them play absolute rubbish like they did tonight.
Yeah, just garbage all around for me tonight. The players, some of the decision-making from the manager. Could he have done more from the sidelines tonight? But one stark reminder for me was around about that 70th, 80th minute mark, I looked at the bench and thought, is there anyone else who could bring on to try and change the game? And there's no one. So big worry when that AFCON comes up and you've got the likes of Mbumo and Ahmad who do get you up off your seat, who'll be away for a few weeks. But thanks for joining us. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on that game in the comments section and smash that like button to help support the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Try and enjoy your night. Thank you.
Thank you.